What is going on, everybody? Welcome into the finale and reunion coverage of the Traitors Season 4. I'm your host, Bobby Goodsby, joined as always by Survivor legend Jonny Fairplay. Jonny, how you doing?
In the immortal words of Michael Rappaport, she thought they were coupled up, and they were not.
We're also joined by my dear friend and co-host from Destination X, Ty Lowry. Ty, how you doing?
Wonderful, fabulous as always.
Ty was the I don't know if you caught the photos there, Bobby. Ty was the star of Ozzy and Gabe's Survivor 50 premiere party in Baltimore.
I saw. How was that, Ty?
It was a great time. They had a great turnout. The fans are really excited. You know, it's the 50th. And plus, they're really excited that, Ozzy's hosting it and everything. But a great time. Good vibes all around.
Yeah. Fairplay, tell us a little bit before we get into Traitors real quick. How was your premiere party that you went to in Arizona with Rome and Rupert and all the gang?
Rome, Rupert, Sage, Jawan, Danny Boatwright, Aggie from 99 to Beat, Sugar, Kendra, Jeff Probst's brother was there.
Okay, that's different.
We got into it at the Vanuatu finale, and like Jeff wanted to fight. Like, it was a whole thing, and someone was like, Jeff Probst. I'm like, where is he? So I went to apologize, and he was like, I feel like I might have started. I'm like, you did start it. I'm still apologizing. I don't care. And he was just like, he goes, well, it was no big deal. I was like, yes, it was. It literally created a shitstorm for me. And he was like, I had no idea. I was like, well, tell your brother that. So anyway, it was cool to right that wrong from my past. I was very excited. So, but I will, if I could share with you guys, how do I share stuff?
There's a little share button at the bottom. Usually you click that and it should work.
I know. I'm looking for the really, is that how you do it, Bobby? I had no idea. No, I was looking for what I just sent over.
Daryl Seymour says he tinky promised. I'm gonna miss Maura's accent, man. Like, it was so like original to her that like even people from like, England, Ireland, all that, they still were saying like that is a very thick accent.
Yes. All right.
As Jonny looks that up, we're going to be talking all things Traitors today, from the finale, the reunion. Check out all of our coverage here at Reality After Show. We did a bunch of coverage of the Survivor 50 premiere. We're going to have more to talk about the Survivor 50 premiere, but right now we've got the Traitors Season 4 finale and reunion. My God, this season, like, I think this has been the best finale since Season 1.
Agreed. That was my initial impression. I said we have not had as good of a finale since Season 1 with Serene.
Yes. Go ahead, Jonny.
I agree. This season was so multi-layered. Like on the first episode, I think a lot of us were like, I think I like it. I think I like it. I'm not sure if I like it. And then we're like, I don't like it. And then it was like, I think I like it. And then it's like, I think I love it. And then it's like, I know I like it. But it was I mean, like, the fact that Monet Exchange was a fucking nothing burger on this season is insanity. How do you have Monet Exchange on your show? And literally, I'm watching the finale. I'm just like, who is that?
Yeah, I think for me, the reason why people started to fall out of it early, and I don't think it ever completely like crashed and burned.
No.
I think that was because, one, we had no gamers in the turret,
but we did.
Well, we did, but it was like
Rob are the gamer.
But it's not. It's okay. That's different, though. It's not like a real gamer, right? But then also the fact is, we started losing some of our favorites right off the bat. Ian, Rob, Tiffany. Like, we started losing some of the big ones. Michael Rappaport.
Well, love him or hate him, we lost two huge characters back to back, him and Colton. Like, as I said, maybe the fandom wasn't with either one, but you can't deny amazing television. Both of them.
You know, even Jam Jam going out relatively early in the season. You know, we had a lot of these big names. So what we were left with was housewives and then people that are just kind of like, you know, like what are, I guess, Dancing with the Stars characters, you know, cooking show characters, K-pop band members. Like, you know, we had these relatively unknown to the people that are gamer friendly. And that's what this show really, I think, suits towards, is people that like to watch these kinds of reality TV game shows, you know? So that's why I think a little bit of disappointment rang through early on in the season. But if we didn't have Rob R on this season, imagine what the season would have been.
Oh, we're all done. Well, yeah, you know what? If Rob R's not there, he's not a traitor. He's replaced with either Tiffany, Rob C, Jam Jam, or Natalie.
I mean, I don't even know.
I mean, I would like to think so.
You would think so, but they might go all no gamers in the turret, right? Like they went gamer heavy before. They kind of went gamer less heavy. I think the show, though, basically showed this season you have to have a gamer or someone gamer-esque like a Rob R in the turret. Yeah. It's the only way. Otherwise, you're going to have it like last season where, yes, there were gamers in the turret. And I think that's why, because they were playing too hard. But Ty, what's your thoughts if we didn't have Rob R? Like, how do you think the season would have gone?
I think it would have been a snooze fest. I think it would have been unenjoyable to watch. Like, seeing Rob R, he was like the redeeming quality, the redeemer, because I started off, not really being happy with the turret because there's no gamers. I don't really consider Rob R. I mean, now he's kind of earned his gamer badge, I would say. But starting off, I was like, ugh, and I was rooting for the Faithfuls for like the first time ever. But then as it started to evolve and develop, I said, okay. And a lot of it was because I was respecting Rob R as a trader and his strategy, in the turret. So I think if we didn't have him and it was, God forbid, another housewife or one of the kind of others categories, like you said, cooking show, K-pop, Dancing with the Stars, I just think it would have been boring.
Yeah. Yeah. Fairplay. Now that we have finally put a bow, and we're going to get to like the whole episode of it all, but I want to ask you this. Now that we put a bow on season 4 of this, celebrity version of the game, now we're going to be going into basically a normie edition of the game where they're going to be bringing in a cast full of just everyday people that have never been on reality TV before. Do you think that adds an extra element to it? Do you like the fact that we are going to have fresh blood that doesn't have these preconceived notions from outside going into a game and playing this for the first time in the US?
I did not enjoy season 1 because of the civilian of it all, but it wasn't because I hate civilians or I don't think civilians. I just think it's so, cataclysmically unfair for someone that's done this before versus someone that's just like, when do we get to pee? Like if you're sitting there saying, when do I get to pee? And you're trying to find a traitor, like you're going to be lucky if you find the bathroom. You're not going to find a traitor. It's just not going to work. So I am actually excited for an all civilian, all non-celebrity version. I'm not like you would think it's just like, oh, Fairplay is going to hate it, and I talk shit just, in jest. But no, I love the idea of all non-celebrities or all celebrities. So not all housewives. I do draw the line there. So, but yeah, no, I'm excited. I think it's going to be something different. I think that the show, it lends itself to do it could honestly be 2 different shows for all the right reasons, doing a civilian season and a famous season. So I love the possibilities. It all comes down to casting. I would like to think that during the casting process, there's, a young Jonny Fairplay or a young Richard Hatch or a young, Tom Sandoval or whatever, sitting in the wings. That's, just that you need to know that this person needs to be the traitor. Like I don't need 20 nerds going, I don't. I need ounce of people that are just like, the casting better not suck. So it literally comes down to casting. I would imagine for a show like the Traitors that you do have fans that watch the UK and the Australian and all these versions of the show that I don't need a game bot. That's not what I'm requesting, but I would like someone that understands what it takes to do the show, to potentially win the show, and what it takes, like hopefully just have that fucking it factor that makes you enjoyable television. And that's probably the hardest thing of all the things, is finding that it factor.
Yeah, Ty, same question to you about the whole Normie edition. I want to bring up this comment because I think it's true. Maybe the money will matter more to the civilians who are independently wealthy, says at the FTM. I agree. I think like that's a huge part of it. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it makes a huge difference in gameplay because the motivations are different. With celebrity versions, they're getting paid a certain amount, a very high amount just to show up. They're happy with that. They're getting
Some more than
exposure,
others.
What?
Some more than others by a lot.
Some more than others, depending on who you are. So, and they come there. It's also like a fashion show, They're putting on, especially with the women, their best outfits and showing off the designers that they're wearing. They're really committed to being in theme and in character and all these things that don't have nothing to do with actually playing the game. So when you have civilians, and for some of them, this is going to be probably for most of them life-changing money, something to at least get them ahead. Not enough to quit your job forever. You can't retire off of it, but something to help them. I think that with more at stake, it does impact the gameplay. I'm really, really excited for a civilian season. I have watched seasons 1 through 3 of UK. Haven't seen the most recent one, season 4 yet, and they're all civilian, and I love them way more than the US celebrity ones, if I'm being honest. It is such good gameplay. And even starting from like the first one where, they're brand new, just kind of figuring out the game. It's great television. I agree with Jonny. A lot of it comes down to casting. So if they do have a very, what's the word I want to use? Controversial type, like Michael Rappaport on there, sure. Because look, when he even popped in through the reunion, I know we'll get there, I'm excited just to have some, entertainment again.
Clip.
I miss watching him. Clip. Okay. He's talking, you're not talking. So I think the civilian season is going to be a breath of fresh air for the US franchise for sure.
Yeah.
I
don't know if you caught this. I'm guessing Daryl saw the same article. Morris said the main reason she went on the show was show off her outfit. So it was an interview with Monet Exchange in which Maura never watched one episode of the show, which I'm
not surprised.
pains me.
Yeah.
And she had no idea that people were banished and or murdered. No clue. I don't know what. I think she thought the show was you wear outfits and eat salmon at breakfast. I think that she thought that was So, and I'm like I'm wearing the sweatshirt now. Like Jax from Vanderpump Rules, when he came out there to play House of Villains with me, and his manager's like, "All right, I need you to watch a season of Survivor and a season of Big Brother." And he was like, "Okay." And then his manager's like, "How far along?" He was like, "Oh, I didn't watch anything." And he was like, "All right, how about watch one episode of Survivor and one episode of Big Brother, just so you can figure out how these things work." And he was like, "Okay." He's like, "Well, what did you learn?" He's like, "Oh, I didn't watch." And he goes, "How about just watch an episode of television? Just fucking turn on your TV for an hour and whatever you see, just take that into the game." And Jackson's sitting there like day 3 or whatever, and he's like, "I really should have watched anything." And I'm like, "You're in House of Villains. You're going to figure it out."
So frustrating. As a gamer, it's frustrating. So I think with the civilian season, we're going to have people that are cast or are fans of the show. I agree with Jonny. We don't need game bots. We don't need, super fan nerds, but they're going to be overthinking everything. But we're going to have people that have actually seen the show, love the show, know how it works, and are excited to play, not to have a fashion show or to hang out with their friends or whatever else, or just for the big paycheck. So I think it's going to be much, much better than what we've seen.
Well, I'm excited to see the thrift store version of the fashion show.
Yeah, I guess I could. I don't think there will be a thrift store version.
Well, no, I mean, Kate calls out Rachel Riley is just like you obviously got your clothes from like you did a high school play and stole the award. Which Rachel did not. It's just Kate being Kate, who Kate is killing it. I'm 2 episodes in on House of Villains season 3 right now, and I'm loving Kate so much. But I could imagine that like. I'm not making fun of Rachel stuff, but I'm just the perception that Kate said. I would imagine if, say, I'm not Jonny Fairplay, this is pre Jonny Fairplay, and it's just, and I get the call for Traitors. I am going, and I ain't got the wallet yet. I'm going anywhere possible, trying to find something. Like I'm just like I would go to Goodwill or like the cool thrift stores or whatever, and it's just like, have you ever seen Jam Jam? I want something like that. And they're going to be like, well, first we're going to start in the ladies department. So you're wearing a pretty tight pink suit probably, but I love the idea of them because like, I mean, Jam Jam's husband is a designer. I mean, like they literally did, New York Fashion Week. Lisa, like, oh my God, like we're going to get to the reunion. Those outfits at the reunion, I mean, I can't imagine anything was less than $10,000.
Yeah. And here's the other thing too. I think that, obviously the fashion might not be up to snuff, but I'm not watching this show for what people's fashion sense are.
No, I think it could be fun. I think it could be a fun, it's like
agree with you.
It's just like, where's the fun to get that? Goodwill, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's the thing. You could come in with a Goodwill outfit, and I'd like the show just as much and not even notice. But here's the other thing too. With the Normie edition, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I still think the cash prize should be much more for the amount of money this show is making off of the heels of all of these contestants. They could give out a little bit more. Now, granted, they all get a little stipend, all the celebrities. The Normie edition, they're not going to be getting the stipend that these celebs do. So they could bump up the prize pool a little bit. However,
they're probably getting a couple. I would imagine they're at least getting $1,000, which is more than you're getting for 99 to Beat and the floor.
True.
Now, here's the other thing, too. Someone's life on this Normie edition is going to change, right? There's going to be the next Rob R. There's going to be the next Pilot Pete, Dylan Efron. Like, someone's going to have a big moment in the show, and their lives are going to be changed forever. However, I'm very excited just to see fresh blood in there, that we don't go in there with the preconceived notions of the housewife's going to play like the housewife. The gamer's going to play with like the gamer.
Or
like,
I hate this person because... I hate this person because I was told they were canceled. I didn't. I looked up to see what they were canceled for and couldn't even find it. But I'm not supposed to like them, and the show hasn't even started yet. I'm just like, can I watch? Am I allowed to watch and see if I like them or hate them?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm very much so excited to see it because I do want to see. I want to see the Normie edition. I want to see the celeb version, and I want to see those eventually mixed together where, hey, now we've got an all-stars from the Normies. We got all-stars from celebrities. Let's see that mixture happen. I know we're going to probably get, an all-stars of the celebs sooner rather than later, but I do want to eventually see that down the road. Now let's get into that.
Well, hold on real quick. Talking the Normies edition. So just so we can cancel half the cast before, like for whoever you are, can they put in their bio who they voted for? Can we just do that to kind of start the cancellation before the show begins? Can we do that? It's 2026. I feel it's only fair.
who was it recently that's like, oh, I don't vote, and then they got like absolutely trashed for just saying that? Oh, it was, CT was coming out saying like he doesn't vote, so he didn't get involved in anything, and it ended up like backfiring more.
How can you not?
Yeah. So okay, let's talk about the actual episode now. I mean, the finale came in. We had Mark died right off the bat. Wow, how did you guys see that come in, Ty? What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, by Mark, I didn't really have much of a reaction to it. I mean, it's not like he was really
neither
helping anything for the faithfuls, huh?
Neither did his family, Ty. I don't.
Yeah, what was
It's
your
like,
thoughts?
all
'Cause
right.
we all thought that it was going to be either Tara Lipinski or Johnny Weir. That was our prediction coming
That
into
was
it.
not
We had to
my
split 'em up.
prediction. That was not my prediction. I said you need to leave them both up there to go after them next. That is not go back and watch. No, I
Oh,
said Mark.
maybe it was Rachel who said that. I thought it was you too,
Yeah,
Johnny. But
no, that's
Johnny
Rachel
knows
also
everything.
thinking
Johnny
that a
predicts the
baseball's
future.
going to win this season, and I'm just like, do you really just hate Rob R that much for being that hot? Sorry, you're married, Rachel. Ask Brandon. Maybe he'll, be cool with it. Or Brendan. Anyway,
Brendan.
yeah. No. Mark was the correct kill. I mean, honestly, if you're talking about the greatest finale in the history of the Traitors, killing Mark in the first minute, I mean, how could it be any better? It was like, hey, we're gonna get rid of the remaining dud in the first 12 seconds. Perfect finales. Roll credits.
Yeah.
So then, Ty, once we got through Mark's, eventual murder, we go into the morning, right? And we see Eric, Maura, and Rob as the first three in. And the guys are really trying to sell it to Maura that, hey, now we need to take out Johnny. We got to go Johnny and then Tara, and then we're in the final three, and we're winning this whole thing, baby. They were pushing it hard.
In that order, we're not discussing it. I thought they came in a little too you're gonna do what the boys say kind of deal. And I think it worked in that more they were closed off, her and Rob R. they had coupled up, they were keeping it 100, they were going to stand on business, so that helped. But I think that even with the hey, we're doing this, Eric's still not a meathead asshole saying, hey, we're doing this. Eric's Eric. Yeah. So it's like, all right, yeah, they're kind of telling me what to do, but I think Moore can kick Eric's ass in a fight. So she's like, we're good. I don't feel it was this close to being strong arming her or strong holding her or whatever. But I feel like it was just shy of it. And I'm just like, all right, guys, just pump the brakes a little bit. She's with you. And honestly, I kind of get where their heads are at, because in a situation like that, if you're me on Survivor and I want Johnny to go next and I want Tara to go afterwards, I go, Ty, what are you thinking? And you're like, I don't know, it could be Eric. That's a great, you could be correct. But I thought you thought it could be Johnny. You're like, well, I thought Johnny maybe a few days ago. It was just like, I think you were right then. And you're like, you might be right. And it's just like, were you thinking Tara Lipinski next? And you're like, no. It's like, oh, I feel that her trying to be nice to you, doesn't that sound traitorous? Because we're just friends because I love you and you're awesome. I feel like she's saying it because she's a traitor. And you're like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, well, if your idea is Johnny, then Tara, I'm on board.
I think that they came in a little hot during that breakfast, and I mean, it's Maura, but
I think that's the problem. I don't think Maura is gonna be like, hey, it could be Johnny. She's just like, I don't know. I literally am still shocked that they're murdering and banishing people, and I don't understand it.
Right. But Maura's not thinking critically enough to be like, why are both of them now especially really putting this pressure on me to get out one then two? Could it be that they are traitors? At least one. She doesn't think that far ahead. But she's really close with Rob, so she's gonna go with whatever Rob says, and Eric just so happens to be a part of that plan too, so it's like, it'll work out.
Yeah. I think the Rob Pinky Promise follow-up was a lot sooner in that episode than what we saw. Because you see them in the helicopter, he's got his armor. I'm like, for someone that won't try to lock it off and couple up and all those things, he's holding on pretty tight. And I don't think he was scared to be in that helicopter.
I think that the show did a kind of us a disservice, though, by not showing that relationship early on. Like, we always knew that they were working together to an extent as part of this group, but we never fully got why Maura trusted Rob so much. Like, not till at least like the finale.
Yeah, but I feel if you were paying attention, they gave, like, she would always look over at Rob, like, give those longingly looks, and always at, like, the clues were there. I mean, because part of Traitors, like, the murder mystery of it all is it's kind of like Clue. And for us, the viewers, if you got eagle eyes, you did get the clue. Like, I'm just like, this girl's in love with this guy. So, and I'm pretty sure he's telling her enough.
Yeah. So we didn't
beat us over. I feel if they beat us over the head with it, then we hate Rob R at the end. And I don't think the goal is for us to hate Rob R.
That's true. Yeah. So then we go into the competition that basically we get the same, like a different, same version of the final competition every single time, right? It's always, we got to go back to the lake and we got to do something.
We got to get all the money that Kate threw out off the wagon from season.
Well, those not 2. The easiest questions we've ever had on the history of any show when it comes to like trivia about a show. Like, Big Brother would never give someone a question this easy in the final, 2 trying to get to the or final 3 trying to get to the final 2. Like, these questions were softballs.
And they were still 50-50 every game. They're like, it's either this one or this one. I don't know.
Yeah. But the questions were easy. I mean, at this point, I think they're just trying to, fill up the prize pot so that whoever wins just gets it. And the most exciting part is really whoever gets to be in the helicopter.
Yeah. So you just jumped out. You just parachuted, right, Ty?
Not just, but I have.
I know, but what did you do recent? What did you do for your birthday? Didn't you parachute for your?
No, I flew a plane.
Oh, you flew
I didn't jump out though. Yeah,
okay.
I jump out.
But you have parachuted before?
Yeah, I've skydived before.
See, I'm my one. What probably my only. I'm scared. I don't like that. I would like. They're just like Jonny Fairplay. I'm like, I'm driving the boat.
Nope.
Gosh, I'm going in a helicopter. But I don't want to jump in the lake though. I don't do that.
I would do that. I would jump out of the helicopter into the lake like that. I will never like skydive ever. You couldn't pay me enough money in the world to skydive.
That cold water?
Oh, I would do that in a heartbeat because it's scary, but it's like you got to land. Like, skydiving's like, this parachute better open up or I'm dead. Like, they're not putting productions, not putting Rob R in a position where, okay, this could be 50-50, even though they like to jump scare us by, oh, is he coming up? Is he okay? And then commercial break. But I definitely think I would do that opposed to ever skydiving. No,
Bobby, I got a special surprise. I was gonna save it, but we might as well mention it here. For your birthday, I got you a Groupon for a freshly repaired parachute company skydive Groupon. It's like $12, but
might as well request for the refund now.
It's the thought that counts, and they have like a 1 out of 5 star rating. I feel it's pretty good for skydiving.
I feel like that's good. At least it's not a half star or no stars, right?
Yeah,
at least they got a star.
It's a solid star. They wrote it, the one positive review. please ignore the other comments.
The one survivor. But yeah, no, Johnny, I'll just take the $12 instead. Whenever you get the chance. But yeah, no, I swear though, if I were ever to go on like The Amazing Race or any of these shows, if it came down to like a parachute challenge or like skydiving challenge or even bungee jumping, I'm sorry, it's not worth it to me. $1 million, not taking it. Like, there's
Bobby.
I have an extreme fear of heights out of my control. Jumping out of like the helicopter from like 40 feet up into the water, like that's fine.
You can see the ground. Yeah,
I can see the end in sight. Jumping at I get terrified just flying in a plane. Just going from LA to Seattle. Any turbulence, I'm like, we're going down. Like, oh my God, okay, no, this is it. I'm doing all the Hail Marys I can. Like, it's over. I can't do it.
Fair enough.
All right. So let's talk more about the Traitors now that we got over my fear of flying. So we saw the challenge happen. They obviously got all the money back that they realistically lost throughout the season. Do you guys like that the show does that? That like essentially they get all the money back. It's like what are all the challenges for then?
Right.
Yeah, no, what was it last one season gave less money back? So it was just like, hey, you can't count on it, but it wasn't so much less money that it's just like, no, we still pretty much get it all at the end. Because the first one, I think they got it all back, and it was just like, all right, with it. And then I think the second one they got like most of it, and then the third was this the fourth? Is this season? Yeah, traded. So I think last season it was a bigger chunk that they didn't get, and they're just like, hey, maybe try every time, and it's like, oh my god, stop it. So it's fine.
The design of the game. Yeah, I don't really like it. I think maybe they should be competing for shields or something else, because then they just have the opportunity at the end to just win back the rest. And this season, they made it super easy with those questions.
Well, you know what? I think that's true and not true in that we've always seen at least one strong person left for that final challenge to get the money. And if they didn't do that, I could see the weak voting out the strong person because they're just like, oh, we don't need them to get. Every season they have left a strong person for that final challenge.
Yeah.
And if you notice, that one person does all the heavy lifting for that final challenge. Yeah, CT carried the final challenge season 2.
Yes, yeah. Here's another comment that I want to bring up. Yeah, but it's easy for us to see who the Traitors are. It would be fun to also not know who the Traitors are. We got that this season. Like, we essentially got that this season.
Donna Kelsey.
And if we really think about it, how did we all like that played out? Because at the end of the day, the whole time I'm like, okay, can we just get to the part where we find out who the secret traitor is? Like, it really didn't add much to the show in my perspective. It was cool to have the mystery at first, but I was like, how long are we going to go until we find out who this mystery person is? I just want to know so I know who else is playing this game. And then the only way we got it is when she went out. We didn't even know until she was like, oh, guess what? You got out a traitor.
I think we were gonna. I think if she wasn't banished, we were gonna find out at the end of that episode.
I think so too. But like, it didn't add much to the show for you guys.
I'll allow it.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to know, and the fact that I wanted to know something, I think, is good because it's better than me not caring about something. So I wanted to know. So I'm like, okay, that's good. But I think they timed it out. I was ready to fucking know. Like, I'm just like, I'm not going one more episode because one more episode, I'm like, I don't even fucking care anymore.
Yeah, I mean, had she not been banished, they completed that conga line mess, so they would have been able to figure out who she was anyway. So we were coming up on that. But I mean, as a viewer, I liked it. I like playing along, and I'm trying to like look for cute clues in people's behavior and the short list, trying to like, work backwards from that. So I enjoyed it, but it was very short lived and she didn't really get to do much as a secret traitor. So interesting to see if that'll be something that they'll adopt for the Normie season.
And that's the other thing too, is I'd rather see it, within those first 3 episodes that drop right away, rather than I don't want it to last the entire season where at the end we're like, okay, who's going to win? We have no idea. We don't know who the traitor is. Can we guess at home? I don't need it to last all the way to the end because then you don't really get to see how their gameplay developed through the whole season. Like, we would never know the kind of game Rob R was playing through the confessionals and all that leading up to that moment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of like watching Destination X, and then you have the 4 boxes that you could easily decipher that code to know that it's Monaco.
Oh gosh, yeah, the box is severe at Monaco.
I mean, unless you're an idiot at home and you can't figure out the easiest clue, it's obviously the 4 decks of a deck of cards, which means Monaco.
Which means spades
and nothing else.
Another thing is that, and we talked about this kind of earlier in the season, the shield should cover the round table. Also, more people will go for it. 1000% agree. I think they need to adapt some sort of safety for the roundtable, because then it allows for more dynamic gameplay where it's not, you get at the beginning of the episode, okay, this is who we're targeting, and now the challenge doesn't matter, shields don't matter, nothing matters, we're all just talking, okay, this person's unanimous, one out. Like, at least this person then has the chance to save themselves, and then, okay, we all got to scramble, we got to come up with a backup plan. I definitely think the game needs to adapt where, because I think it's very heavily favored for the traitors in this game, where the shield just covers them for a murder. There's nothing to prevent the traitors from getting the target on someone because, oh, we know they have a shield, well, let's just get them banished. So
Right.
I think that they need to adapt to have some sort of safety when it comes to the actual roundtable of it all. Johnny, what are your thoughts?
Can we call it the helmet? Like, you can win a helmet that saves you at the ban. I mean, because it's the stupid dagger and the shield and the whatever. So whatever. Like, the helmet protects you at the round table. And it's a really cool helmet, like Man at Arms from He-Man or something.
Imagine Donna Kelsey just having that on at the round table.
I felt that she did based on her haircut alone.
Oh no.
Michael Rappaport would eat that up.
Michael Rappaport would love the helmet.
Yeah.
Ty, what are your thoughts on having some sort of safety?
I agree. Because you're right. Like, they're kind of following
a helmet.
No, I agree that it would, what Bobby said the first time, that it would give for more dynamic gameplay, because we see the same type of just like repeated formula. There's a target, they're going around getting the numbers, and everybody's always like kind of strategizing before even the challenge of who they want to put up for banishment. So imagine going through the challenge and then that person, boom, now they're off limits. Similar like to Survivor, and someone wins, individual immunity, and then all of a sudden they're scrambling like, okay, who's the backup? Who else can we put up? And do we have the numbers? Yeah. I think that would add a lot more depth to the game. And I think at this point in the game, they do need to kind of add some things in to change it up.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Survivor, I'm so glad you mentioned it, because here's my schedule. It is me and Richard Hatch. We are touring season 50. This Wednesday we'll be in Newport, Rhode Island. That is March 4th. March 11th, my birthday, Indianapolis, the Fouling something. It's pretty cool. The 18th of March, I will be in Newport News, Virginia at Cosby's Comedy Club. 3/25, I will be in Richmond, Virginia at Star Hill Brewing. And then my birthday, oh no, mine's 3/11. It's Hatch's birthday. That is Baltimore. Jimmy's Famous Seafood, special guest, Ty Lowry. You're going to be at that one. Are you coming out of the cake for Hatch's birthday?
Wasn't planning on it, but that could be arranged.
I don't think you're his type. I will double check. What if Gabe comes out of the cake? I'll talk to Gabe. He'll love it.
Yeah, maybe Gabe will be better.
April 22nd, Charlotte, North Carolina, and April 29th, Cincinnati, Ohio. Just added, tickets are going on sale right after this episode. That is May 6th. Yes, May 6th, Salt Lake City, Utah. That's right. Salt Lake City is going to be at Wolf Dog Brewing, and that only leaves the final 2 episodes to be added to the calendar. Get ready, folks. Go to SurvivorTix.com. That's SurvivorTix.com. Get your tickets now. Whew.
All right. So I do have another person in the comments section. I want to highlight this one before we get to the rest of it. If you were going to give a normie advice on the best way to last in the game, whether faithful or traitor, what would that be? Ty, let's start with you.
The best way to last in the game. I think I'll give some advice based on what we saw with Mora this season in particular. Is, I mean, you can have an ally, you can, attach yourself to someone in the game, but you can't have blinders on. You have to look at everyone, especially if you're faithful, really, could be a traitor. And you have to separate your personal feelings from the game. And I think as a traitor, I think my best advice would be, not that I played, but I think my best advice would be to if you're gonna turn on your other traders, which I think at this point, after all the seasons that I've seen, I've never seen two traders win together. You have to be very strategic about it. Don't get overexcited. Like, last season there was a lot of, turret on turret crime and they were all turning against each other and you just draw too much attention, you go out too soon. I think you have to be very, very, very strategic and careful about that because there is a way that it can be done, as we've seen with Rob R, and you'll still last. So those are my thoughts.
Jonny, what would your advice be?
As a trader, you need to have a conversation with the other traders. Who's your plus one?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can give you your plus one on the safe list, but your friend ain't bringing their friends to my party. So like if we're going to dinner and I have reservations for 6, I don't need 12 people showing up.
Yeah.
So as a trader, you all figure out your plus one and you work it's just like, well, that would have been my plus 2 if I got. It was like, look, whatever makes sense for us as a collective, and let's figure out what that is. If that's your plus 2, I'm sorry, you don't get plus 2. Let's lock in our plus 1. And if that plus 1 can change, I don't give a fuck. But, I can't protect all your friends, and it is not fair of me to protect all your friends. So if you're a housewife, pick your best housewife. If I'm a gamer, pick your best gamer. So let's go in with that philosophy. You're their trader angel, and then you fuck over your best friend at the end. It's great, whatever. If you're a faithful and if inside there's better television happening around you, just shut the fuck up. It worked for Mark. It's great.
Yeah. I think if I were to actually look at it, if I were to be a trader, one, I would just try to fade into the background as much as possible, have good social ties, where I think originally we all thought, oh, you want to be strategic. And we've seen how that doesn't work. Being the most strategic gets you a bigger target early and often. If you can just be the social butterfly and be, everyone in the room likes to have you there, likes to see your presence, it even minimizes your target and your threat more and more because people just want to be around you, that they're not immediately looking at you. Never be the loudest person in the room. Let other people do the talking, but speak when you need to be spoken to. And then if you're faithful, same thing. Literally have a relationship with every single person in that game that makes them feel comfortable with you on a one-on-one basis, so that even when the traders are trying to think which faithful do we need to go after, they'll be looking at the strategic, they'll be looking at the loud, they'll be looking at the boisterous. They're not going to be looking, however, at the person that has a one-on-one relationship outside the game as much as they are, who are these bigger threats coming for me? So I think if you're faithful, develop those relationships with each person individually so they feel comfortable with you. And at the end, if they do think you're going to have to take them out, make sure you're doing all your talking in confessional about how you're strategizing.
It worked for Ron Funches. So
Ron Funches got caught up early because he talked and tried to throw someone's name out there and was wrong. And he was one of the first people to throw a name out there that was wrong. So that target's immediately going to be on there. If you just kind of float in the background for the first little bit and develop those social relationships, you can come on strong later on.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get to the rest of the episode. We then see Maura talking to Eric, talking to Rob R. They're really hammering home Johnny Weir's got to be the one. And we see in the background, Johnny and Weir and Tara Lipinski cannot leave each other's side for 2 seconds. And
I thought they were hooking up.
Pull Maura. Huh?
I thought they were hooking up.
No.
We know that wasn't happening.
They were touching each other more than my ex-wife. I was just like, now you see why I'm happily engaged. So, holy moly, like they're some touchy friends.
She was like always laughing stuff.
I know.
Been best friends for a long time.
Real long time. they came out as best friends.
Pretty much. But yeah, I feel like with Johnny and Tara, what we saw like towards the end of the season and in this finale, they didn't have any other allies,
No.
especially after they came out as we're best friends and all this other stuff. I think that they self-isolated just those two together. And Tara, she tried with Mora, but ultimately she wasn't able to have enough influence on Mora. Like, why would Mora go with you when she been booed up with Rob this whole time? Like, and you
Yeah.
coming out towards the end, it didn't make sense. But I mean, I applaud them for trying. Jonny Weir was spot on. He, guessed correctly who the two traitors were. But at
After
that
the
point, it was
Malibu.
too late.
Yeah, I
after,
think that
after he knows it and for the Natalie boot, and it's just like, okay, I'm not gonna say anything now, but I am gonna triple down as soon as she's gone. I'm like, where's your numbers, motherfucker? Like, you need somebody to vote with you.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%. And I think that when it came down to it, was just too little too late, right? For Jonny Weir and Tara Lipinski to try to pull in Mora. At this point, yeah, the show's going to leave us with cliffhangers, making us think it's a possibility that she could do it. She's already under Rob R's spell. She already has been working with him and Eric the entire game. We all knew it wasn't going to happen. I think Jonny was the right call to take out.
They were good TV at the end. Like, they were literal duds for 3/4 of the season. And at the end, they're just like, hey, you want to see why we were cast? I'm like, you couldn't do that before? They're like, oh.
Remember they said that's how it is with being a figure skater, and they were like, you train for years and years, and you got 4 minutes to shine, and they want to like bring it home at the end and win. But like Bobby said, it was just too little too late.
Yeah. So no,
there was nothing that could be done.
When you first saw Jonny Weir on this cast, you're just like, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, we've already gone and we ain't seen nothing.
I thought he was gonna be one of my favorites.
Yeah. No, but I did like I loved I hated the reunion. I love Jonny Weir on the reunion.
Yeah. I mean, I thought the whole we'll get to the reunion of it all in a bit, but
yeah, that's another topic.
I think that when it comes to Jonny Weir and Tara Lipinski, I think they were definitely at a disadvantage having each other there, because I think that if it was one or the other, but not both, I think they would have played a little more fluid. I think that they were very worried about losing each other, and that they were also worried about keeping the secret of how close they were, which shocks me that no one knows, hey, Tara Lipinski and Jonny Weir should be close. Also, I just think that it hindered them in their ability to play the game, because they thought, well, right now we just need to both survive and then we can play down the stretch, which we did see. But I think that's what allowed us to not really see where they were coming from.
Yeah. I think the only reason they agreed to do it is if they could both be there,
100%.
and it literally worked against both of them being there.
Yeah. So we lose Jonny Weir here. He's taken out. Obviously, we don't get the reveal of, is he a faithful? Is he a traitor? Which I do like that they do that.
Traitor. He was a traitor.
Yeah.
He was going to a different turret. And Alan never picked up his vote.
So now
those are the papers that Eric kept seeing. The ones that Jonny was writing. They just went to Eric's room. They didn't go any further.
Yeah,
because that's Jonny Weir's handwriting. I know that anywhere. I get those letters every night. He just writes down people's names.
So we get to the final. Also, what was your guys' thoughts of this? Is the first time, at least in the US version, that we saw them do whatever the final is. I forget what they call it, where you cast the
fire of truth.
Fire of truth. Thank you. Where they do the fire of truth inside. Yeah, this is the first.
I think it was raining. I think that we saw.
But they end up
watching UK. They do it inside on the UK. So for me, I didn't really difference.
I think it was raining outside, and I think they filmed the next the thing like much later that night. I think they waited out the rain.
Okay.
That would make sense, because it was really raining in the competition and all that. We kept hearing about them.
They're like, we have no more salmon. We need these motherfuckers out as soon as possible. We're gonna give you $200,000. Can you wait like 4 hours? Yes, I'm good. So when he yelled Mora, I'm sorry, she was fucking gone. She was at TSA check-in by then.
So was anything more predictable than the casting into fire the way we saw it happen, where first they all go for Tara? They are all like, okay, we got to get rid of Tara Lipinski. We know that she's a threat. We know that she's a traitor. Let's get rid of her. Even Mora's like, oh yeah, 100%. I'm on board with this. We get rid of Tara Lipinski. Then the real question mark was, is a traitor going after a traitor? Because at this point, the numbers say no matter what, as long as one of them has Mora on their side, which we all knew was definitely going to be Rob, they can win alone. And that's exactly what we saw happen. Were you surprised, Johnny, that Eric ended up getting taken out here? Or did you think that Rob was actually wanting to play with him through the end?
I thought Rob was going to take him to the end. Yeah. And it's so crazy because, like, I'm a bad guy. So initially, I'm just like, damn. And then I was just like, okay, I love it, but I mean, Eric wasn't the greatest character in the history of the Traitors, but gosh darn it, I liked him.
I liked him too.
Yeah.
Hey, Ty, what were your thoughts on that? Did you expect Eric to be taken out?
You know, as the episode was progressing, I had a feeling that Rob was going to take the money for himself because either way, he's betraying Mora, right?
Yeah.
Because she's losing. She's losing, period.
If you're gonna fuck over your number 1, you might as well fuck over your number 4.
Yeah, and I'm just like, and I started putting myself, in his shoes too. And it's like, okay, I mean, you can win and be moral, whatever, to your fellow recruited traitor. I mean, it's not like he was riding with you from the beginning, but anyways, you could do that and you could have less money and you're still betraying Mora, or you can betray him, have more money and have more in your Birkin budget to try and make it up to her. So I'm like, maybe it just, I had a feeling as it got closer to it, I'm like, I think it's so close and within reach. And like I said, I've never seen a season where 2 traitors have won. I think that greed kicks in and you're just like, you know what? This is easy. I can just take this money myself.
CT and Michelle did.
Yeah, but they were faithful.
What'd you say?
Oh, were they they were
both faithful.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never seen one in the UK either where there's been more than one traitor. And because at the end, at some point, somebody turns on somebody else. And the way that Rob's been playing the game, he was struggling in the beginning, remember, with lying to people and having to deceive, and all this other stuff. But then I think he got a little more comfortable with it and he got real close to that money. And he was like, this is easy, because I got more wrapped around my finger. We get Eric out and I win. So I wasn't that surprised.
Also, Eric has money. Rob Ard did not have money post Love Island. So he didn't do Beyond the Villa. So he didn't get that extra check. And I think NBCU was just like, hey, we're saving you for this. Trust us, it's going to work out for you. And he was like, well, let's see. And I think right there, he was just like, fiscally, this is the smartest thing in the world. Because I think we're going to see him do so. I think we're going to get like a 2 or 3 year run from him. But I could see this dude in 3 years saying, I changed my number. Don't come find me. I'm good. Yeah, that farm is as big as I need it to be.
I think for me, when it came down to the end, I was shocked. I did think that Eric was going to be taken out based off of what we saw with the edit. But I thought Rob R had a great opportunity to save face with Eric when it comes to after the show. And I know it didn't really matter because Eric's kind of a forgiving guy. But I thought that Rob R was going to put in enough work to let Mora throw her thing into the fire and say, I still think there's a traitor, and be the one to take out Eric. And I thought that Rob R would have been like, I thought this was it, but if you want to go after him, go ahead. I think that was it. I think Tara Lipinski was the last one, but if that's what you want to do, I'm all for it. And then let her be the bad guy. And he's like, hey, my hands are clean here. Like you saw my movement green. I didn't try to
he didn't do that. He doubled down. He was like, yeah, catch this wink, motherfucker.
Yeah,
he winked.
Maybe he did it to also show to Mora that when it did come down to, like, if she was to see that and be like, wait, why wouldn't you, after throwing Eric's name out this whole time, why aren't you throwing it into the fire too? Maybe you are the traitor and you're trying to convince me I'm not. So maybe it was just to save face with Mora. But at the end of the day, I did think that there was an outlet for him to potentially save face with Eric. Now, my question to you guys, before we get into the whole Mora and Rob R final 2 situation, What would have happened at Final Four if 2 people voted for one person and 2 people voted for the other person? We had a tie. Does that just immediately go to, okay, the show's over? If there's any traitors, they're the ones who win? How does that work?
I can tell you what they do in the UK.
Okay, what happened?
They do one more revote.
Yeah,
and if it's still a deadlock, then it's a game of chance. And the 2 people that are up, like they give them like 2 different like chests or something, and one has like, I don't know, a dagger in it, and one doesn't. And whoever has a dagger like gets kicked out. It's just a game of chance at that point.
All right, because I hadn't seen that before. I haven't watched I watched one season of it. So
my friend Anakin won a game of chance for his freedom.
Good friend Anakin, huh?
With the help of Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah, I saw where that was going. so now we get to
no nerds allowed.
Yeah, Johnny, you're really hitting the nerds thing home right now. So we get to the final 2, and at this point, we know Rob's got it locked up. No matter what, he's winning this game.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts when I obviously they're going to go to Mora first, and she tried to play it off like, oh, I actually been playing this whole game as a faithful, like, and his face, his reaction, just like, oh, how dare you do this to me? How could you do this? Oh my gosh! That was so close. Oh,
I'm so stupid.
I'm an idiot. I was blinded by your beauty.
They're stupid.
I think you fooled me.
Oh my gosh!
And to think of all the salmon I gave you at breakfast.
It was probably the highlight of the episode for me, just his facial reaction in that moment, acting
and
like
her doing the fake. Was the fucking.
She was so excited to do it. Yeah, she was so excited because remember before this when it was just him and her talking and he like picked her up, he was like holding her face and he was like, we're gonna win this, and he's like twirling her around the room, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like she's in for a very rude awakening, poor thing. So she had that all rehearsed. You could tell she was ready for that little fake out. She was so proud of herself, and Rob played it off too, and I was except for taking hat.
Mora brought 60 hats except her tanking hat. Thank you, Starla.
Yeah. I can't disagree.
Not her tanking hat. I bet they lost it at customs.
Oh God.
Yeah, it didn't make it to the castle. But when Rob revealed to her that he was a traitor, I mean, it was just, I mean, at first you could really tell she was like, wait, you're playing, right?
Yeah.
Like
it was a hard watch.
It was. You saw her heartbreak in real time.
I loved it, but it was a fucking hard watch.
Well, at first she thought he was just messing with her. He was just like, okay, all right, where's the punchline?
I already did that.
You got me. And he was like, no.
Stupid.
It was like the meme where it's like, in that moment, you knew she fucked up. Like,
Morgan Freeman was narrating.
It was just like,
it was a rough moment. It was great TV. And, you know, at the end of the day, I really couldn't feel bad for her.
I did. Because I think I think she was in love with him.
Oh yeah.
It's not Love Island.
Whoa.
This is Traitors. The name is Traitors. You can't trust anybody.
She thought they were coupled up and standing on business and keeping it 100.
You on the wrong show, boo boo. It's not what we're here for.
I think too with her reaction, I loved how her first guttural instinct was to yell at him and be like, you know, you're never getting a girlfriend after this. Like that was like her instinct in the moment. Like we saw later on, she was like, you know, it was a game. It sucked. Yeah. You know, I can't trust people. But her first instinct was, you're never going to get a girlfriend out of this.
And
that was like, she was.
I got 200,000 to not get a girlfriend.
You definitely got a girlfriend, but that was also a tell that I'm like, yeah, you were like clearly falling for this dude. And you thought that he was someone that you really could trust in the game, outside of the game. And he showed you that he played the game and he played you, and it hurt her feelings.
Who is cheating on Mora? What
Oh,
fucking
I'm surprised
loser?
too.
Like,
People that
That's
aren't into
crazy.
accents.
who are you fucking on the side that's
I
better
know,
than
right? Who? Like, let us see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
So
real.
no, like my fiance is like, be good. I'm like, girl, have you seen a mirror? You're fine. Like you ain't got shit. I don't know if you met the people I hang out with, but you're good. Bobby's only 5'2".
I'm only 5'2", according to Jonny Fairplay. Yeah,
my
definitely
gosh.
that's the case. So okay, I do want to say this too.
I be trying to get me jump out of airplanes. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'm trying to kill you.
Yeah, Ty's trying to kill me. I didn't even sign the life insurance. No, I am like, Maura, I don't know who you're going out with, but there's some dumb motherfuckers.
This is one of the few reality shows my wife actually watches with me because it's just, it goes across so many platforms that of course there's something for everyone there, which I think that's the beauty of it. And that's the success of it. But she immediately, when that happened, she's like, oh, he absolutely did her so dirty. He's, I can't believe he played her like that. And I was like, you realize this is a game to win money. Like, what's the difference between what Sari did on season 1, where she played all those people and did what she had to do to win the money?
Yeah, Andy was in love with Sari.
To a girl, it's a problem. I was like, no, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Andy was in love with Sari.
Exactly. Like literally you do what you have to do to win the game and win the most amount of money. I have no problem how you do it or what you do to get there. And people that think that these personal bonds and stuff should outlast the game and life-changing money, or at least life-altering money, or look at what it's done for Rob outside the game. Look at how many commercials he's in now. Like, he's probably gonna be on Dancing with the Stars. Let's be real. So I think that you have to do what you have to do to better yourself and better your future, and know that this is a platform that can easily bounce you into the next category of stardom. I think that you have to do everything you can to win. And I hate when people say, oh, he played her. Oh, he used her. That's not the case. It's a game. We all signed up for this.
And how beautiful was Alan in this final moment? Because Alan's just like literally, like, he's just like, dude, you literally played like one of the greatest games in the history of the show. And fucking look at you. Because Alan's staring. And Rob was still like a little shook from doing, he was just like, yeah, but I was kind of a piece of shit. Like, he's like, I'm cool. And he was just like, it's Traitors. He was like, yeah, I know. Still a little shook over here, Alan. He was just like, yeah, but look at you. It's like, okay, can I just get my money and leave now? I'm very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It was a lot. I mean,
yeah.
I as someone who has fucked over people for only on not real life, but Survivor and all that, like loving destroying people's dreams. It's my favorite hobby. Like, in my confessional, like, if you give me time to process, I'm going to give you a good, fucking idiots, blah, 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 blah. But like, I can tell you in that moment, if I remotely like you, I hate that shit. Like, I mean, like it doesn't feel good. Like, if I don't like you, it's the greatest feeling I've ever felt in my entire life. But if I remotely like you, I'm like, this kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And then someone that you really like.
Yeah, I mean, it does have like an emotional toll, but at the end of the day, this is Traitors, and Maura lost sight of that. I'm sorry, boo. You didn't watch it before you went. You was more worried about your outfits, and you was all y'all were flirting. I don't know why she tried to downplay that at the reunion. I didn't like that either. I don't know what kind of feelings she's having present day, but we all saw it.
No, the verbiage. No, I think the problem was the flirt. Like, we weren't. I think she was like saying hooking up. She was like, we weren't hooking up. And then Rob was like, no, we were flirting. She goes, oh, flirting. Yes. So I think whatever that word was that she heard from Andy, she thought meant hooking up. And she was like, no, we didn't hook up. Like, we were close.
Y'all didn't hook up. Fine.
Yeah. No, but I think that I like, because I went back and rewound it, and I think she misinterpreted it as hooking up. And then I think Rob caught that she misinterpreted. He's like, well, we were kind of flirting. And she was like, oh, yeah, we were flirting, or but whatever that word is, I think is different over there, and so she was
Right.
like. He was like, we didn't fuck. Like, I mean, are we?
Yeah, I know, right? She's like, don't get that twisted. I didn't fuck him. I was like, okay, girl. But she was all in his face. We all saw that.
Yeah. No, she was in love. So no, it was so Rob wins. So the reunion of it all. Andy
It's a
Cohen is our
reunion.
host. I don't understand why we don't get Alan. But
True. And I feel like having Andy hosting it, like the reunion was very Housewives heavy. Like, why was Portia talking just as much as Candace and you lasted one episode? I like Portia, but it was just too much. You're right. They should have Alan do it.
Yeah.
And because there's such a large cast and there's, so much, and a lot of people, they're banished, they're murdered, they're just like yanked out so quick, we don't really get to hear from them afterwards. I'd appreciate a 2-part reunion for real. Because I wanted to hear from Ron. I wanted to hear from
90 minutes.
Yeah. I wanted to hear more from Natalie. I wanted to hear more from people that actually played the game versus Portia, where she had one very good point when she called Candace out on that lie again.
Yeah.
But aside from that, we didn't need to hear anything else from Portia. Ma'am, you lasted one episode. Like that's it.
Yeah. So
I was not happy with the Housewives domination at all.
No, and like the fun little clips. I don't ever want the fun little clip. Like, I don't care who was best dressed. I don't need a fake.
They care.
Like,
They care. Those for the cast.
It wasn't even SNL. It was like Mad TV. It was like their shit fucking skits.
The first one, I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of cute. This is kind of funny. But then when it got to the second and the third, I'm like, why are we taking our time doing this? Like,
I know,
it's like
like,
the fashion show, the best dress. I'm like, are y'all doing that for the cast? Because we don't care. Like,
Yeah.
No,
it is for the cast. It's for Andy and the cast and no one else. And I'm just like, you guys are dick. Like, get your fucking money and entertain us.
Yeah, I think that they should have played into the bigger characters more than they did the skits of it all. And here's the other thing too. I want to hear from an Ian. I want to hear from, a Rob C. I want to hear a little bit more than what we got. I think the only reason Rob C got any kind of airtime is because he called out Jam Jam. Like, without that, I don't think we even see Rob C at all.
I wonder who told him to do that in North Carolina 2 weeks before.
I wonder who that could have been. But at the end of the day, like, we got nothing from Ian, who was the first boo. Like, I know that they tried to get like Donna Kelsey in there, and we didn't need to hear a lot from these people that were out early, but at least wish we would have got something from everyone, opposed to just, I would say 30% of it being the 2 other traitors that got taken out by Rob R just bashing him for 20 minutes. Like, I don't need that the whole time. We get it. They're mad. Everyone's mad when they're taken out. Guess what? You know who's also really mad? Rob C and Ian, who were taken out really early in the season. They're just as mad. Yeah. So I don't care that these people are like, oh, traitor on traitor crime. You're all there playing the same game. You didn't know you were going to be a traitor going into it. And guess what? These other people, they got taken out early and had their dreams squashed. They thought they were going to be the next Rob R. Now they have no airtime. They're mad too. Like, everyone's mad. We get it. There's going to be only one, maybe a couple winners on this game.
Yeah. And instead of the 4 fucking lame skits that we got, how about the footage from the Black Banquet? It's after the Olympics, and let's show Tara Lipinski kicking Natalie Anderson's ass.
Hey, I would love to see that.
And she definitely alluded to it in the episode where it's like, oh, the Black Banquet where I definitely had my moment. It's like, well, we didn't get to see it. What was
on the ground? So no, they thought Lipinski beat. Put Tara Lipinski on the challenge, because I thought Anderson whooped some ass on the challenge. So Tara Lipinski, if I'm Buna Murray, what's up? But I don't.
She's a scrapper.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, think about it. Your face hits the ice all the time. You can be a little tough.
Yeah.
I'd be old glass jaw Johnny. Be like, how'd you? I fell once. I stopped. I never ice skated again. It was stupid.
Do you guys think that the reunion has become more of a what's your best outfit you could possibly imagine?
And nothing else.
/ why are the traitors that were taken out hate the person that won? Or why did, like,
I don't even think about that. I think it's best outfit, and let's pay Andy Cohen to do what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like,
It's the Andy Cohen of it all.
I will ask the chat this. Chat, is there anything from the reunion that you would like us to talk about? Because I really feel like the reunion was kind of a yada yada. Like, I thought we heard all this lead up to it that, oh my gosh, everyone's going to be yelling at each other. There's going to be a huge shitstorm. Everyone's coming after Rob R. Like, there was a lot of chatter in the background that this reunion was going to be amazing. And I just thought it kind of fell flat. I was like, I just don't really care. Like, I wanted to hear more.
Yeah, Candace accusing Rob. Go ahead. Yeah, someone hasn't. Candace accusing Rob and it was a big accusation, but like it was squashed pretty quickly.
Yeah, that also, yeah, it's not true. Like, I mean, Jonny, for being on these shows, we're mic'd up all the time. So to cheat like that, it's not going to happen. Production's not going to let it slide. And honestly, just from what I've seen of Rob R and just his character and his integrity, I don't think he would do that either. But Candace was just so pressed to have her little mic drop moment, because at first she was like, oh yeah, I'll address this later when Colton comes out. And then he comes out and then she says it and he's like, no, we weren't cheating. Like, I don't know. Candace to me came off as a bitter Betty.
Mm-hmm.
She seemed like a sore loser.
She looked amazing.
I did like her outfit.
I don't know. I didn't like the hood. I know maybe it's trying to like mimic like the turret. I just didn't like it personally.
It was definitely Assassin's Creed-esque.
Yeah, it did have the Assassin's Creed vibe. So I don't know.
I didn't really like it. I don't like her vibe. I just wasn't feeling her at all the entire time.
What do we think about Rob R? Has a girlfriend, I'm guessing on the farm. All right, if you're Rob R, you could have pulled Maura after this if you wanted to.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't think he's I don't think he's trying to go to fashion shows. Like, I think he gave you everything he could and would there. I think he's quick to sign a commercial deal. And as I said, I can imagine in 3 years, possibly less, I'm good, guys. Thanks. This is all I like. I just want a big farm and enough money to take care of my woman that gives me 6 kids.
God, not 6, maybe 6. Who knows?
The thing I have a problem with is, Rob R, you just got all this stardom. You're literally at the highlight of your entire career, and now's the time you choose to have a girlfriend? Bro, come on. What are you doing? What are you doing? You could be the world's most eligible bachelor right now.
But that's how
he found the one. He just ran into the one.
It's been 2 weeks. If it was like a year, 6 months, sure. But 2 weeks, come on, bro.
No, they said 2 months. 2 months.
Was it? I thought it was 2 weeks. Okay, 2 months.
No, two months. And how cool a gentleman is Rob is just like, because he knew what production wanted, and they're just like, hey, what do you think about Morgan? He goes, hey, she's pretty hot. Hey, do you think you get a free, he promised me a bag. I'm going to buy her a bag, blah, blah, blah. And like, he was just willing to just let it go and just let your it's just like, well, maybe they'll fall in love. And when I'll check TMZ to see if they're together. And Andy was just like, well, let me just get one more question. And then finally, like, Rob's like, all right, I got a chick I've been seeing for 2 months. You ain't fucking this up with you saying I'm dating this girl. So it was like, yeah, I got a girlfriend. We're done. All right, bye. And it was just like, and then like, you just saw the air leave the room. And Rob was just like, dude, I tried to play your game. Like, one question less. This shit's fucking cool. And you got to fuck it up for everybody. Because now she looks stupid again. I kind of look like an asshole, but I kind of don't. Because that's the way I do this.
No, and then also, like, she really like played into it too. They were like, "Oh, would you, give it a shot in the real world?" Kind of like, it was that kind of question.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh yeah, like I would look into it. If I get my bag, I would definitely, And he's just like,
he has to make it up to me first. Yeah, it was that kind of. He has to make it up to me first, and then we'll see. And then he's like, well, I got a girlfriend anyway.
There. Andy went one more question. It's like, dude, fuck you. I got a girlfriend. You trying to fuck this up. Like, I was as nice as I could be. Why are you going to do that to me? So,
yeah. I think that also a good question here is, who would you want back for a future season from this cast? Ty, I'll start with you. Is there anyone from this cast that really shine for you, or you wish you could have saw more that you would want to see them back because of the potential?
Monet Exchange,
Mm-hmm.
Tiffany, and Rob C. I want to see him play Traitors. Those would be my 3.
Jonny?
Real quick, Dorinda, is she 10 years younger than she was the first time she played Traitors? I mean, I think it's obvious there's some stuff going on, but she literally looks like a 30-year-old. And the first time she played, I thought she was 55.
So Dorinda's your answer to the question?
I mean, I love that. No.
It's like we got that already.
Yeah. No. Definitely. I'm going Tiffany and Michael Rappaport. So,
Michael.
Yeah. So and Rob C. I mean, I'd like to see Rob C. play, but I was just going to. Some people cheat and give 3 names. I was just going to go 2, but if I can get 3, I'll do Rob C. But no, they would definitely work together on a future season. And I'm here to see that team. Like, I'm here to see Tiffany bring Michael down a little bit, but I'm here to see Michael push Tiffany up.
Yeah. Did you notice at the reunion, he had that notebook, that spiral notebook that he brought out with him?
Yes. He's crazy.
Like, I was waiting for something. I'm like,
he got
notes written down. I don't know what was in there, and then nothing. I mean, he kept clipping people.
Glove? He did that. He did Instagram. He goes, I have a glove I'm gonna wear, or I'm gonna wear 2 gloves, or maybe no glove. You guys vote. Like,
oh my gosh.
and he was just like, look at this tie. Is this tie? And I'm just like, dude, like, it's literally a shitty blue shirt.
I think also, yeah, no, I think for me to answer this question in my perspective, I think if we're going to talk about Rob C, who obviously a lot of the fans, especially reality TV fans, want to see play the game in longer, I just don't think that this game is built for Rob C's potential. And I think the only way he could flourish in this game is if he's a traitor. I think he needs to be the person that is in that traitor spot. That's the only way I see him lasting in this game. I think otherwise I see him always going out early because he has too much of a highlight of being someone that overanalyzes these games due to his platform. So I think that the Traitors, albeit it could be, great for the podcast for him and for his business and ventures and all that. I just think that it's not set for someone like Rob with the following he has to flourish unless he's in a traitor. And he says one of his biggest regrets was he came to the game knowing he wanted to be a faithful and told production, I want to be a faithful. He said, I regret that now. He's like, I think that there could be a chance they could have had Rob C written down and they switched out the C for an R when Rob C came in saying, I want to be a faithful. So I think if he's in that position, he absolutely has a chance to flourish. Otherwise, he's always going to be an immediate target and never going to last long in this game. Now, because you look at it season after season, it's always those people that are too trusting or don't have the game savvy to get that far. And the other name I want to throw out there, because I think I want to stick to 2. The other person I want to see again is Portia. I think Portia, out of all the housewives, had the most potential for stardom. I think Lisa Rinna already had that, but she kind of, I think the traitor spot was too obvious and too on the nose for her. I think someone like Portia, who could have really flourished and done well, and not to say she's one of the most beautiful and most attractive people I've ever seen in my life, I think she could have absolutely been someone we put in that Rob R category if she got the opportunity to play more.
Portia's the next Phaedra if she's a traitor.
Yes.
I think so. Yeah. She would be great.
All right. So with that being said, is there anything else from the finale, from the reunion you guys want to cover before we kind of start to wrap this thing up?
Scar had a question. Let's see. Jonny, if you were to play the game, how would you last knowing there'd be a target on your back? I don't shop at Target. Thank you.
Johnny, I want to see your wardrobe now. If you ever get called for the Traitors, it better be all Target brand.
No, there will not be. There will be no Target brand. So,
Johnny,
yeah.
what would your dress look like at the finale?
Oh wow! It would look good. It would look good.
All right, so let me ask you guys this before we get out of here. We're going to be looking forward to the next season of the Traitors, which looks like it's going to be the Normie edition, and then possibly an All Stars. When we talk about future seasons and potential All Stars, what are you looking for from the cast? Is there anyone from all the seasons that you definitely think should get a call back? Is there someone that's been pressing on you like, okay, we got something from this person, but what? And it doesn't have to be just this season. Who do you really want to see back for this All-Star potential season?
Good question. Let me think.
I can start us off. I think it would be kind of fun to bring back one of the highlighted normies from season 1. Now, granted, none of them have huge star power, but how cool would it be to see one person that was that normie cast that's not going to have that big target? Even, I forget the guy's name, but the guy that was a traitor that was a normie in that season. Christian, thank you. I would like to see him.
I was thinking him.
Back and see what happens, See, now that he knows what this
is that the guy with the kid with the afro? They didn't know what was going on.
Curly hair, right?
Yeah. He had the curly hair. He was super excited to be a traitor, and he kind of kept telling on himself.
I never want to see him ever do anything.
I think another one, I was going to say this just right now, got to see Bananas back. We got to see Bananas 2.0.
Well, he was supposed to be on this season. He was cut last minute. When he was eliminated the first time, he was promised he would come back. Bananas has a contract with NBC Universal.
Yeah.
So that's a possibility.
And if you watch the first episode of House of Villains season 3, he brings in Joel on the motorcycle and leaves on a moped and takes a Plan B pill. I
think I would like to see Phaedra again. I really enjoyed her. Yes. I think she deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame.
I am not against the idea of just bringing back the Traitors.
Everyone who's been a traitor?
Everyone who's been a traitor.
Do we have enough traitors though?
Like, I don't think so, because we need, don't think we need a cast of 23 for this game? Isn't that what they start with, 23, 24?
I feel like there's been a shitload of fucking traitors.
I mean, even if
how many were there this season? All right, this is season 4. So we had the
4 or 5, Donna Kelsey. So 5.
Yeah, we have 5 this season. Last season we have 5.
Probably
5.
Last season was 5, started at 10. And season 2, I think they have 4.
I couldn't tell you.
I think season 5 is too early for All Stars anyways. I would do season 6 All Stars and season 5. Once again, grab our Traitors, boom.
Well, you can also add in the Normie edition that's about to happen, because that'll happen first. And you can add in
you would add them in. It might have enough by that point. That would actually be interesting. I mean, some of the traitors, were recruited, so they started off as faithfuls, but especially to see the OG traitors, some of them then having to be faithfuls and playing from the, kind of opposite side of the game.
Yeah,
no, I love it.
It could be because in here, who's going to be the traitor? No one knows, because these people have all been traitors.
Right? Everyone's done it before.
That is half, faithful, half traitors. You're going to immediately target the people that have been a traitor, because they've got the potential to be traitor again. If it's all traitors, hey, everyone's back's against the wall.
Yeah.
And who doesn't want to see Carolyn back in that turret with whoever?
Yeah, no, that would be excellent. I really hope that they do something very special with this All-Star. I do agree it's a little early to have an All-Star season, but whatever, we'll lead in with this Normie edition, and hopefully we get some shining stars from that really bring it home. So with that being said, guys, is there anything else you guys want to talk about, or can we wrap this thing up?
House of Villains episodes 1 through 3 podcast, maybe tomorrow. Who's to say? Tomorrow. Yeah, I can't do Monday or Tuesday. So yeah, I got tomorrow. So let me know.
I have to start watching the show. Ty, anything you want to plug before we get out of here? By the way, we appreciate you coming on all season with us. This has been awesome. You've done excellent. You've been amazing to have here. Hopefully you brought us up a notch because we can kind of drag the show down. So thank you for doing this with us.
Oh, no. Thank you so much for having me and for inviting me. I had fun all season. Just keep up with me on my socials. My handle is tagged here at Ty_Lowry_.
There you go. Are you
right.
watching the Villains, Ty?
No, you just reminded me to watch it.
Okay.
I will.
Well, if
like
you
it.
if you watch before tomorrow, hit me up.
I'll let you know. It's on Prime, right?
No, it's on
It's on
Peacock.
NBC. Yeah, Peacock.
What's on? Did it used to be on Prime?
It used
No,
to
it's
be on
on E.
Okay, all right. It's on Peacock. Fine.
Yeah, no, I
find it on
had
Peacock.
to buy it on Prime because it didn't come out on Peacock until after the season was over.
Okay.
Mhm.
It sucked. So no, now it's Peacock, and they literally say the first episode, we got a lot more money than we did on E.
Good for them.
And,
Good for them.
and the prize is $200 million. And they're like, and he goes, oh no, 200,000. Sorry, I misread.
Yeah.
200,000.
Well,
It's pretty good.
we'll definitely be covering all things House of Villains. But guys, if you can, we got about 40 some odd people in here. If you guys can, go check out our Survivor content. I had my live stream that I did for Survivor premiere night where I did by myself, but I answered everyone in the chat's questions. We went through it all. It was a lot of fun. Then the next day, I had Jonny at a pool party with a bunch of people from former survivors on at that pool party, answering questions from the chat from myself about all things Survivor 50 premiere. And we're going to have more content on that throughout the week. Each week, you can check us out immediately following the East Coast airing of the Survivor episode, where we go live and talk all about that episode. Anything else, Jonny? Oh, Beast Games coverage. Go check out what Lauren Pratt does for Beast Games. She does amazing work. She's had a lot of contestants from the season on. We've got a lot of reality TV shows going on right now. It's been a busy season. So
see me live, SurvivorTix.com, SurvivorTix.com. Meet me in Ty in Baltimore and all the other places.
Yes, and definitely hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and we will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.